I have received a petition dated 15th September from a number of persons named in the petition expressing concerns for purportedly having been unfairly dismissed by the county government of Siaya from service in the health department. A similar petition has also been presented to the County Assembly of Siaya. At this stage, I do not wish to compromise or interfere with the inquiry or intervention that will be undertaken by the County Assembly or any other investigations that may be launched by the agencies of Kenya's criminal justice system. I urge them all, and that is the County Assembly and agencies of the criminal justice system, to carry out thorough investigations and expose this scam for what it is. It would also be necessary to conduct lifestyle audits on some of the individuals who could eventually become persons of interest. Those found responsible and liable must be punished for this callous and criminal enterprise. The county government of Siaya will cooperate fully and abide with, in accordance with the law, each and all recommendations and resolutions made by the County Assembly or other relevant state organs, including the enforcement of administrative action. There is need to engage with the victims and address their plight in the context of the manner in which the issue arose. There are clear procedures for qualified persons to be appointed and deployed as part of the staff establishments. Jobs must be advertised, applications must be made, and interviews conducted. That is the only path for qualified persons to be appointed and become employees of the county public service. It is therefore necessary to examine all individual cases of the complainants and to confirm whether indeed they got their appointment and deployment lawfully and regularly. The case is made worse when there are whispers that there were fraudulent activity, as it is alleged that there were exchanges of money which would completely taint and render any alleged appointment null and void. This is why we think the process initiated by the County Assembly of Siaya will give the petitioners an opportunity to establish the legality of the purported appointments. We urge the County Assembly to expedite the hearing and determination of the petition before them, and note that, and we note that the Assembly had directed that the Executive should not take any action until the conclusion of the proceedings before the Assembly. Noting the public outrage over this issue, we urge the Assembly to conclude this matter in a fortnight rather than a month. End of statement. But when you want to integrate somebody into the payroll, for example, you need all the papers so that they can go into your personal file. For example, if you had applied for the job, that application should be part of the material which should go into that file. If you had been interviewed, that would be a matter that would be confirmed by the county public service board. If you are qualified, and that is not just a matter of the county public service board. If, for example, somebody went before the county public service board and was appointed, and then at the time of integration into the payroll, the papers show on the face of it that that person did not have the qualifications, then he would not be integrated. To some extent, that's why I'm so happy with e-government, because there's going to be a time when mere confirmation, verbal confirmation, or mere production of papers, which probably are photocopies, will not be sufficient. So I know that that process will only be complete when there's been a thorough and full investigation by the County Assembly and other agencies. You have heard how people complain that they are not in the IPPD or they don't have PF numbers. That is because that process also is very intricate. For somebody who could be employed, qualify, but takes a month, sometimes 6 months to be integrated, because it's not just a function of the county government. It's a function of both levels of government, and particularly the National Public Service Commission, which sets some of these conditions for qualification to be integrated into a public establishment like the county government. You know, where this matter came to unravel, this is what has emerged. This is what has emerged. We have no record of such advertisements having been made. If one can produce it, I'll be very happy. And in any case, when we advertise jobs, there must be jobs which are in the establishment. And if they're not in the establishment, you have to go through the county assembly to confirm, or not to confirm, but to increase the numbers in the establishment, in case you needed, for example, more doctors. We know now, under our establishment, we can recruit more doctors because they're there in the establishment. But then there is another condition also, that you cannot employ until you have a budget. So again, it would have been very crazy and mad to carry out such a significant recruitment with big numbers when the question of budget was not, the budget was not available. And you know, now we are also struggling with the consensus nationally, and it's a matter of policy that the wage bill must not be more than 35% of the county budget. So these numbers have consequences. And if we pass the recommended wage bill, the percentage of the wage bill, we'll be punished because it's a parameter, one of the parameters upon which the division of between national revenue shared between the county government and the county government and national government is determined. So we have to be very careful on some of these issues. It's extremely criminal. It's criminal. And I think it's not a secret that the criminals will be found. That I have no doubt. The people who perpetrated this, they'll be found. That I'm sure. I'm here with the county attorney, and I am very, very much aware about the Bill of Rights. Yesterday, an officer from Yala, no, it was Akala police station, I was very impressed talking about the Bill of Rights, that there must be fair hearing, fair administrative action, that before you take certain steps, you must be seen to have conducted a fair administrative action. But you have heard of, in the financial sector or in the investment sector, of pyramid schemes, Ponzi schemes, where some people come with something which you think you are going to make millions and millions, and it turns out to be a disaster. So when some of these people are approached, according to the story I hear, they thought that, All that you needed to get a job was to pay some money to some crooked official of the of the county government. That cannot be condoned. However painful it is, that cannot be condoned. And one of the reasons why these jobs must be advertised is to give everybody a fair chance, all Kenyans, not just the people from Siaya. When there's a job, it must be advertised, and qualified people must appear before the board and be interviewed. The county assembly sees of the matter. And you've seen even in processes that are very civil, like when we appear before the county assembly or the county or the Senate or to the National Assembly, the office of the Auditor General is normally invited. The office of the Executive Officer of the Anti-Corruption Commission is invited. So it's my assumption that when the County Assembly will be conducting this matter, they will call upon those agencies also to appear. Under the law, the EACC have got that mandate, they can do it. And as I said, there were whispers of money having exchanged hands. And we are sure if the stories we are hearing are true, and it's not for me to determine and conclude that the stories are true. One of the ways of getting around this matter is to conduct a live audit investigation. That may not be just a criminal process. It is a process of accountability. If somebody seems to be getting money or property which is obviously beyond their capacity or normal earnings, they can be called to account, and there's a process for that to be undertaken under the law. So long as there is some evidence, then we are entitled to take administrative action. But we are not saying that we are also quiet. We are trying to look into this matter so that we can be of assistance to the county assembly and to the agencies of the law. I'm not aware that anybody has been called for any questioning, but this is a matter that is in the public domain, and it is incumbent upon these same complainants. Since, as I indicated, there were whispers of fraudulent activity, which can form a basis for making a complaint to the police. But on our part, we wanted the investigative process in the assembly, which is done in the public eye, with the complainants appearing before the assembly and putting their case and answering questions that members of the assembly may ask. And also the assembly has a right to summon or invite members of the county executive, similarly to be questioned and probed for any issues that may arise. So I think the county assembly knows what they should do, and I think the agencies that we refer to in this statement